Okay? Full employment. So the problem is, after World War I, France, I think as a percentage, as a per capita thing, I think France lost more people, of like young men, working age, breeding age, marrying age, all those things. So there's not enough kind of workers available, which means, the industry is desperate for people, which means less people are going into the army. There was drops of birth rates. There's all kinds of related things that all work together to keep France's population fairly low in terms of what they could leverage for the military. We've got political violence, which does nothing in and of itself, except it's probably responsible for triggering lots of events internally. Inefficient economy, 20% penalty to our factory output. Bomb, bomb. And then there's a constitutional revision over here. So, we could ban communism, which would get rid of political violence. And presumably something related to that. Okay. That seems like it might be good. The economic things over here are really good as well. There's tons of stuff. So we have to choose between laissez-faire and agricultural protectionism, but then we can grab, everything else over here. There we go. Improve our factory outputs by 10%. Entrepreneurship, giving us factory construction speed boost. That's nice. Stimulate the dynamic market. Gives us new national spirit, which gives us industrial research speed, production efficiency cap, and growth. Really good. Freedom Front would trigger an event. Protest descend into madness. Or into violence. Madness of a different type. Here's some stability. Also leads to review foreign policy, which is political power and lots of really good stuff over here. We can, since we have at least 12% war support, we can now begin rearmament, which would give us 4 military factories immediately. Huge! Then we get to choose like all sorts of other things as well, leading eventually to army reform, which would get rid of the victors of the Great War national spirit, which would be handy. But I think we sort of have to go here because we need to unlock some research slots. So we're going to start by devaluing the franc. While it runs, we do need fewer consumer goods factories, which is nice, but we're going to have yet another penalty to our stability. It's okay, we'll just print more money. That's all that's happening, literally. Yeah, I know there's a support the Finns decision in there. It's kind of cool. And Kami's rearm go research slot? I mean, maybe. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do the first research slot. But we won't develop the colonial side. Oh, Spanish Civil War is triggered. October of 36. Right now, just the Nationalists and Republicans. But for those of you who did watch that Paradox stream, you can see that you will know that the Republicans can actually shatter into 2 other subgroups. Who do I want to win? Well, it'd be really nice if the Carlist won, wouldn't it? Now, here's the thing. We could intervention in Spain over here, which gives us a decision. And presumably may give you... I haven't done it yet, but I'm assuming it either will give us an ability to send volunteers or maybe just supply them with arms or things, and hopefully choose different sides as well. Field hospital research is done. We're definitely going to want to add that to our divisions. Right now, I think I'll wait, because we may not need to put logistics on right away. We may not have the means to put it on right away. Can't get the next level of stuff. We could research the heavy tanks. Because again, and develop this into a tank destroyer and add this into our divisions. But I don't think we really have the production means to develop this right now. So I think we'll hold off. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the 1918 sort of support equipment here. Just for some plain old stats. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Sending troops would be good XP. I mean, that's true. Do we want to try the support Spanish Civil War decision after this? Again, delaying more things. Yeah, we may have to restart some training on some of these troops. That is potentially true. Yeah, we'll shift click. Or, actually, no. Everyone's regular. Everyone wants to get in here. Oh, God. Alright, yeah, let's get started on military factories. Spain's so hot right now. Alright, well, in case it matters, what I'll do is we'll move down here. I mean, I don't know who we're gonna be. Necessarily invading. How come it's just choosing that one? What's going on here? Clear you. Am I not picking you? There you go. Alright. People want intervention in Spain. Let's find out. It's only a 35-day focus, so at least there's that. I'm gonna take this, and we're gonna watch. I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna... We'll see what the buttons are. But ideally, I think I'm going to wait until the card lists show up and then see if there's buttons related to them. Although, we're going to go down the Napoleon side, right? So we're not going to do like the unit, the crowns kind of thing, where we're the car lists. But one nice thing, if they are car lists, they're going to be non-aligned, so they might be less likely to, you know, join one of the fact. I mean, non-aligned can join the allies. It'll depend a bit on world tension. Intervention in Spain. Okay, I got that started. Still like this for the military factories, but no, we'll go down. We'll develop the metropole. And let's see. Oh, well, I have negative political power. We're not gonna be able to hit any of these buttons anyway, are we? Spanish Civil War. So we can send them support equipment. Allow arms purchase. Wow, it drops our stability but increases war support. Allow sending weapons. Really drops our stability. Opens up lend-lease. Allow volunteer work. So, get event volunteers from France. 20% penalty to stability. Allow covert intervention. Even more stability penalty. Wow! I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm not sure that that's the path we really wanted to go for this. Into our artillery. Okay, not there yet. It is 37, so we're going to start on the next line of industry. Yeah, I don't think we're getting. Well, we don't need our troops over there anyway, so that much is going to be all right. All right, mobiles. Back over here. Back over there. Back over there.
Pareil.
Let's remember to shift-click the Field Marshal front line. It groups your divisions into one front.
Gardez vos rangs.
Really? Yeah, I know we've got the Luxembourg gap. The thing is, we have a bunch of troops over here from both for these fronts, so it's fine right now that we don't have actually anyone on a line for Luxembourg. Spy now. Yeah, okay, you know what? Let's create a spy agency. So, le deuxième bureau. So, the premier bureau in France was sort of like internal logistics things, like our army, our allies' army, coordinating with allies, that sort of thing. Le deuxième bureau is about spying on other people. So do we keep that name, or do we call our French agency something else? The Brussels Academy? I kind of like that. Snake icon? Snake icon's good. I like that. French CIA. Name it the spy agency, the Deuxième Baguette. I like it. Deuxième Baguette instead of Deuxième Bureau. Boom. Done. So, in 30 days, we'll have the agency, and then we'll be able to recruit someone. There's our Fighter 1, which I'm quite pleased to have unlocked. Right, 37, research slot. We'll get Dispersed Industry 2, and we will get Improved Machine Tools as well. I don't believe we're currently producing any fighters, otherwise we would have gotten notified that something is out of date. So, we're going to start a line for Fighter 1. We'll, I don't know, plan something for these. Yeah, I guess as military factories come in, yeah, that's going to be okay. I'm alright with this. The Spyful Tower. Oh, that's really good. Something royalist sounding, something with Petra. Those would all have been pretty good. Totally not secret agency. Our icon should just be like a baguette with sunglasses or something. And a beret, obviously. That is not optional. Alright, Civil War still going on. So we took 35 days out of our way to research something. Well, we had to find out what it was. I hadn't actually taken a look yet. We'll see as it shakes out. I think there's going to be a lot of... Well, we're going to see what it does, and then we'll just play it for there. Self-government for the Americas. Huh. Revised colonial policy. Guide the colonies. Yeah, they're really ripping down all the colonial stuff. Name is Baguette. Spy baguette. A garlic with a beret and dark glasses. Maybe if you go negative stability, underflow to 100%. That would be nice. Did the Republicans get a buff? So the balance of Spanish Civil War has been modified in many different ways. There's a whole meta function to the Civil War now. It's like it's its own game altogether. If you haven't done it, watch watch Paradox's stream of it. I mean, at some point we'll have to do it as well. But yeah, it's crazy nuts. Okay, we're gonna. Do I want to do the autoroute first for the infrastructure? It's gonna happen at some point, and if we get the infrastructure, we can build things cheaper. I'm gonna wait a little bit. We'll get Metropolitan France, and I think Algerian France will count for the other one. Yeah. I'm guessing they must have run something to like demand Gibraltar from the UK, and they said yes. Huh. All right. Deuxième baguette! Agency created. Nice. So yeah. This slot is going to unlock in 30 days, and then we'll be able to pick someone from our pool. What we can do, we can develop the intelligence agency more. So, there are branch upgrades in 5 categories, which is here. It's not 5 different screens. It's like highlighting a different area. This will do the same thing. We're just going to tie up factories for 30 days. Some of these take 5, some of them take 10. I was going to say one of them is 15 over here, as you can see. So, more or less investment. These things do give us bonuses. So, these are percentage bonuses to... mostly like offensive spying thing. We can also get just passive counterintelligence developing for us, which is kind of nice. If we get 5 of these upgrades, it will unlock a second slot for a second operative. So, do we work on it? Again, there's a huge thing. So we'd have to spend at least 150 days of tying up at least 5 factories during that time. Are we comfortable doing that? Maybe. We are up to 49 civilian factories. Now, but almost half of them are still being used for commercial goods. So as a percentage of tying up some, we could unlock the cryptology department, which might not be bad. That way we can start decoding ciphers. That might be worthwhile. Let's go ahead and do that anyway. Because the ciphers take a while to unlock, unless you invest more resources in them. So we'll do that, and we'll see. Work on it. We're here to see spy stuff. I mean, the thing is, I'm not sure... Like, picking France is very interesting because it's super different than it used to be. I'm not sure if early game France is the best place to show off the cryptology. Because I'm not sure how helpful it's going to be, but we'll see. Yeah, 8 civic factories are tied up for 30 days. It's rough. What's the US doing? Nothing. What does the US ever do? There, they're building a pentagon. Berkeley, I would have gone for a hexagon. They stack easier. Why is it a pentagon? Why is it a 5-sided building? I don't think I've ever considered that before. Remember to ask the Poles for the bomba machine? Yeah. Maybe we will support Republicans. Although, the thing is it while it's running? Okay, it's while it's running we have the penalty. And that would be political points, too. What do we want to spend our political points on? How important is Spain? There's a 6 side, but it's secret? Nice. It's the 5 branches of the military in the U.S.? Army, Navy, Air Force. What are the other 2 branches? Is like Coast Guard a branch? What's the 5th one? Space Force? It wasn't. Marines isn't a separate branch, is it? I thought Marines is part of the... Do they count as a separate branch? Are they a separate branch but they're administered by the Navy? There's something weird like that, right? Mail service equals 5th. Okay, Marines is its own branch. But the same thing, like the Space Force is under the like Air Force or something, so it's like it's the same thing as the Marines. It's sort of a branch, but it's not really a branch. That was the biggest thing. Like the Air Force basically had the Space Force for like decades now. So there wasn't really anything new being made. Okay, so we formed the cryptology department. I think we'll step back from the agency branch development for a little bit. We will recruit a spy. Now, our first spies are only going to be French. Spies have a nationality. We may be able to recruit, or we will be able to recruit agents from other nations at some point. And then they'll be able to be a little bit better at involving themselves. Daniel Counterbar over here is a master interrogator, good at counterintelligence. Safe cracker, capture cipher effectiveness. Ooh, steal blueprint risk is lowered. It's pretty nice. Odette Sampson. Matahari may be an option at some point. That's true, huh? This Google says this building was originally designed to fit on a tract of land with borders on 5 sides. Oh, that's funny. He does look like Peter Venkman. All right, so oh, right. Okay, so we don't get to rename our spy, but we do get to change his code name. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the contribution to the Wine and Baguette Fund. I'm going to grab some of that. So we're going to start... Can I paste? Kane Black Knife 6. Maybe not as catchy as Agent 007. It's a little longer, but there we go. Kane Black Knife 6 is going to be our first agent. So by default, he's deployed to do counterintelligence, and he is really good at it. So we could send him abroad. The thing is, I'm concerned about him getting caught and us not being able to rescue him. We can also try to decrypt someone's stuff. We're going to try to decrypt Germany, I think. So by default here, it's going to take 960 days. We may be able to speed it up. The other thing is, if we do crack this, then once it's cracked, we can trigger this to reveal the intel, and for 30 days, we get a huge boost to many, many, many things in warfare. The AI is trying to do this to you, though, at the same time. I've seen that as much. Kane or Kane Black Knife would be okay, too. I don't know. I like the username as a code name. I think that's strong. Let's actually, we'll reorganize these planes a little bit. Let me drop you down to something like that. What we'll do... I think France used to just be 2 air zones, right? I think just a north and a south. So I think they've added this... Oops, that's not what I wanted. I think they've added an extra air zone. Done and done. Okay, how do we feel about our overseas stuff? I don't have anyone there. So you were set... You're on the border, which really we don't need this many on the border. Let me trim some of you back. And blue here, I was going to say, I don't think we actually added coastal defense over here. Just hold on to the ports, just to... It's not much of a defense, but it's a little something. We've got that covered as well. You want 18 divisions for that, well, we'll see. And then you over here want 3. Okay, what I can do is I can grab 1 maybe and send you there. We'll see about getting a couple more. All right, equipment, we still have a huge deficit, so there's still not much point in starting to train yet, because simply nothing is going to get trained. Oh, right, the Middle East, thank you. I forgot that we do start with a little bit of something over here. Not much, but some. This is a good autosave. Just going to get a little trio over here with the idea that you're going to join that, which will technically bring us to where we need to be for that for now. I'm going to be okay. Is Egypt a puppet now instead of UK proper? Oh, yeah, apparently. That's right! They did start as... Unless the UK made a decision. They're doing a bunch of, like, colonial independent stuff. It might be that. Yeah, it releases all of its overseas territories. I think it's doing a lot of that. Yeah, South Africa. Yeah, UK is just being very... very nice to its colonies right now. All right, invest in metropolitan France, which just gives us building slots. So now if we do industrial expansion, you can see in Brittany and Picardy, they're going to get 2 civilian factories each. But I think if we do Algeria and France... And you get to double dip on that one, I think, for development. Whiskey and chocolate from Birdman! Hey, Bird! Thank you very much! Scroll, scroll, scroll. There it is. Here's to spreading the outreach of baguette and wine. Good work, comrade, in telling those Nazis off. Hopefully my first wine donation is as delicious as the rest. Well, thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Are the Republicans winning? It's hard to tell. They've certainly consolidated some things. It looks like they might boop these guys here. They actually might. I think British Africa is all free. Oh, I think when I just checked a second ago, I think this still said United Kingdom over here. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was just like, oh, it's a different color, but yeah. Wow. Dominion of Canada, still Dominion of Canada, still British Raj, still Australia, although they are getting autonomy gains, so they might, like, become lesser subjects. It said UK before, okay. Yeah, so it was just happening in sequence. They might have to. There may be decisions they have to take, so they may be like having to wait for like 25 political power each one or something. Uganda, be kidding me? Oh, come on, come on! Why would you do that? Oh, there you go. More wars. Okay. Oh, only 3 ways so far. So we got the Spanish communists. We got the Democratic Republicans, and then we've got the fascist. Well, it says non-aligned, but sort of fascist nationalist Spain. No anarchists, no Carlists. Not so far, anyway. I don't know. It might change. I have no idea. Oh, anarchists! Wait, is the Spanish Commune, are they anarchists? What are Carlists? Please don't say Carlings. Yes. Carlings. Okay, we're not in 38 yet. We're not going to do this. Let's pop the radio. We need it at some point for sure. Oh, Poem? It's an anarchist organization? Maybe that's what it is. The CNT and the anarchist. Okay, chat. We're all confused with chat, but that's okay. All right. Dun, 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 dun. As long as we're confused together. Oh, let's get fuel refining. I mean, we're still going to need to import oil to get enough fuel, but at least we can get a slightly better ratio for it. Oh, the anarchists have a spot in the middle. Is this them? No. Because that's just some nationalist stuff that's being held. Amelia Earhart disappears. Okay. Oh, it said in the tooltip they were anarcho-communists. Okay. Because isn't it called like the Directorate or something? Maybe there's a lot of different flavors. I haven't done the Spanish stuff yet. No, nationalists, you can't dock with my stuff. And checked after wars to see. That's a good question. Spanish Commune versus the Nationalists. Spanish Commune versus Spain. Yeah, just the 3 factions. Oh, right, I forgot about Corsica. Good point. I think with Corsica, I'm actually going to grab 3. We'll have to get some more things here. And I'm going to give them a garrison duty. So there should be one on each one of these provinces. Obviously, a dockyard's the important thing, but we kind of want to make sure people don't drop behind, because they do tend to like to do that. I think over-defending that's going to be okay. Let's add a little bit more here. We're going to be happy to have these little thin divisions. At some point, we're going to need them as, like, coast guards over here. Now, one thing we haven't talked about yet. The occupation screen. Completely redone, rewritten, and kind of awesome. First of all, the screen being redone is, like, kick-ass. Secondly, so there's this whole new system. So these different areas have resistance, which is the rabble, we will trash your factories, that sort of thing. And then there's compliance. And as, of course, all of us know, compliance will be rewarded. Hail Hydra. What's interesting about the compliance is the higher the compliance, the lower the resistance and mechanics, but it also unlocks a bunch of stuff, including if we can get these guys up to 80% compliance, a new regime kicks in. We could have the possibility of creating a collaboration government in these places, which I think is pretty good. We still get like 100% manpower if we make like divisions out of them, really big discounts to trade. So it's like they're like really good like super puppets that are excellent, that are really, really handy. There's coring stuff as well. There's things, and I can't remember what it is. So that's kind of cool. Now, I don't think us as Democrats, I don't think we can create collaboration governments. But what we can do as a democracy that's kind of interesting is we have access to local autonomy as an occupation policy. I think if once we go non-aligned, I think that goes away. The local autonomy one. So right now in civilian oversight. So now it used to be kind of a boring linear choice between, well, either paying political power for stuff or not paying political power. But now there's a bunch of kind of different ways to balance it. How many garrisons do we want to use to have to babysit these areas? So, and garrisons no longer show up on the map. When you may have noticed, when we were assigning our garrisons here, there's no longer a mode for them to do suppression. So suppression units are no longer on the map. Instead, they're handled kind of automatically through the occupation system. What you do is you specify what kind of template you want to use for the occupation. You can choose it by area, but you can also do it as your overall default. And you get a nice little breakdown. So you can compare. So for each point of suppression, how much manpower does this division take? How much production costs, and also how much hardness it has, which helps it to soak damage. So, for example, the division with the lowest amount of manpower per point of suppression would be our tanks over here. Actually, sorry, these pure tanks right here are pure tanks, 200 manpower for point of suppression. So it's the lowest there, but it has the highest production cost. So you can sort of balance in a few different things, you know, and decide. Like, it might be worth switching to the cavalry divisions over here, but this cavalry division currently has I think a recon unit on it that we probably want to get rid of, so we'll probably make some changes to what gets used over here, but that's really handy. And yeah, depending on what laws we take, we will use fewer or more garrisons. So if we go to no garrison, we won't commit any troops whatsoever to garrisoning this territory, but it will increase the amount of resistance that happens. We may want to, for now, I think I'm just going to go to local autonomy, because what we can do is we can get the compliance of everything up. So local autonomy doesn't have any reduction in how much resistance there is, but I think the resistance is more or less going to be 0. And it actually needs a little bit less garrisons. So I'm going to go and do local autonomy for now. Change territory management to increase compliance. Yeah. So single cab suppression is no more. Oh, it totally still is, right? You can still make a cavalry division, use that for the suppression, and they will automatically build as much cavalry as they need to handle it. Might be better to do single cav suppression, because it'll just generate as many divisions as it needs to. I don't know. Or there's still a break-even point where, rather than having more cavalry, having cavalry with military police is still good. You just I'd have to double-check the cost of manpower and equipment, but there's a break-even point where it becomes cheaper to just use the support thing. And yeah, armored cars are really good for suppression. Yeah, I think it says cavalry is... So regular infantry has 1 point of suppression per brigade. Cavalry has 2 points per. Armored cars have 2.5 points per. And takes a little less manpower, but you do have to generate armored cars. They also have built-in hardness, so if there is any resistance, rabble, 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 they're less likely to take damage from it, which is a really high-value thing. So if we can get armored card production, using that for resistance suppression is definitely primo. What do armored cards do? Well, they're armored and they're cars. We can actually take a look at their stats. It's a good question. So we have unlocked the first level of armored cars right over here, the Lafley S15. So we can compare it. Say we compare it to just motorized over here. So speed 9. So they're not as fast as just a plain motorized, but they will have motorized don't fight. This is not a fighting unit, right? So this is a fighting unit. Maybe we can compare it to mechanized. It's not really fair. I guess the first mechanized to level 2 might be a bit of a comparison. So mechanized is way tankier, like so much more defense. Same amount of armor. And the armor, I think, is the only thing that matters for the suppression stats. I don't think for suppression, defense, attack, I don't think any of that matters.